Wow, Frank, I'm humbled. I'm honored that you have joined us once again. Welcome back to your podcast. How does it feel to be back in the hot seat?
It's great to be here.
Actually, the cold seat, because Frank is a little chilly today. He's been chilly every time he's come to my house lately, and I think he has an iron deficiency.
That's because you keep the air on like 63 degrees. Well,
when you're this hot, I mean, look at me. You gotta.
Also, speaking of hot seat, when are we gonna get a new chair for me? Like, I just don't. I feel like, you know, when you go into a public restroom and the toilet's really tall and you sit on it and your feet hang off the floor? Like, that's what I feel like right now.
No, I cannot relate because I've never sat on a public toilet. Hover.
Oh, yeah, you have an issue with that. Okay, I've been thinking about this related to that. Segue. What about an app like that is... I wanted to bring this up with you because you're good at coming up with app names.
Thank you.
Yeah, an app where you can like rate public bathrooms.
It already exists.
Really?
Flush.
Never mind.
Things. Okay, well, welcome back to the CMT, the Country Music Pop Culture Podcast.
Fuck me, right?
Frank, you're just always like a little behind. You're kind of like my husband when he asked me what a lentil was. It's like...
What's fennel?
Yeah. The other day, well, no, actually, he told me to stop making fun of him. So
he doesn't want us to shit on him on the podcast.
How are you? Have you got toes out for the summer?
Yeah, I brought my Chacos today.
Love. I am, so, okay, women, as you know, we go through cycles. But there's a cycle that you don't know about. And it's the ugly cycle. So, you know, there's a lot of maintenance and like being a kept woman. You know, you got the nails, you got the spray tan, you got the blowout, you've got, you know, you think women don't shave their face? Like, we straight razor our face now so that it's like smooth and there's no like peach fuzz. There's a lot that we do, and it all comes to a peak, you know? And I'm at the end of my ugly cycle, so I'm the ugliest I am. I'm the palest. Teeth are not whitened.
Is this a once a month thing, a once a year thing?
Usually in my past life, when I was thotty, like, it's a weekly thing. But now that I have a baby, I'm a working mom, several businesses.
What does thotty mean?
A thought? It means that hoe over there. You know. But I'm at the end. You have to like sync it up right. I'm at the end of my ugly cycle, which is the ugliest, which it's going to get worse. What is it tomorrow? Tuesday? Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Okay. So wow. Don't come over tomorrow and don't come over Thursday, for the love of God. Like, they're going to be the ugliest days because I'm going home to my hometown of Buffalo, New York, home of the Chicken Wings and the Buffalo Bills, on Friday morning for my high school reunion.
Oh, shit.
So that's when Thursday night is when my ugliness will peak. It'll be the darkest before the dawn of when I arrive coming out of my bathroom as the beautiful woman that I unnaturally am.
So you're saying it'll peak and then it's just going to plummet, if I'm using the same metaphor, into, like, you're going to get, the ugliness is going to go away for your 10-year reunion.
Because the peak of your ugliness is actually very similar to the peak of your gorgeousness.
Oh.
They're just on different Richter scale. They're in the same family, cousins twice removed. Because as soon as I'm the ugliest, it flips. It doesn't like gradually turn into pretty. It's still ugly because you've got the self-tanner on, developed, not washed off yet. You're not lotioned up. You know, your hair is sopping wet, so you look 9 years younger, but somehow 9 years older at the same time. But it'll flip really quick into like stunning, and then it starts the decline all over again, because then, you know, hair starts to grow back on your legs. So then you got a spray tan with hairy legs. It's a whole thing that we silently suffer through.
So what's the point of telling me this?
Just giving a disclaimer.
So I can be aware.
Just a disclaimer for my ugliness, because my hair is pretty greasy today, and I don't want to wash it today because I'm going to have to wash it again on Thursday, and then it's going to dry it out.
Sounds like
So like, tomorrow's going to be greasyhair.com. Thursday's going to be greasyhair.org. Like, it's going to be really, it's just like progressing. It's weighing me down, honestly. Like, I need to adjust my pillow. I'm so tired from
being ugly,
carrying this ugly burden, the ugly stick that's just in my pocket. So yeah, that's the reason for my ugliness today. Usually it's just because, like, oh, I'm getting ready, like, quick. Well, this is just situational ugliness that you can't run from.
Well, I'm sorry that you're going through that.
It's all right. We started a hashtag and we're getting, like,
a lot of awareness
around the cause. So it's good. I'm just glad we have a platform of 6 listeners so that they can understand just another issue that women go through in this world. Because, man, you guys, no offense, you look the same 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we don't, but everyone just perceives us as the same. Like, some days I'll say to Molly, be like, hey, what do you think? How do you think my hair looks today? And it's a trick because it looks like dog shit to me.
So
and she's like,
women.
It looks good. It looks the same as always. I'm like, what do you mean? Like,
no, because I genuinely think that you do look the same. Like, it doesn't matter what you do.
I think you look the same.
But you have vision impairment. But the thing is, like, I truly, like, don't care when people are like, I don't care what other people think about me. Like, I really, do I? I don't know. But the way I think I look, or the way I, like, look, the way it makes me feel, it gets me down. I'm not like, oh my gosh, like, Frank's gonna think I'm ugly. Why would I care about what you think? I think that I look ugly, so I feel ugly, so I feel
it's
down.
A confidence thing.
Yeah, because, like, some days you're hit with the ugly stick, and it's okay. Like, if you were tired, like, you're just tired. But, like, if women don't wear makeup, then it's like, oh my God, are you sick? And it's like, no, I'm not sick. I'm sick of you, but I'm not sick. So yeah, I just wanted you to know that's where I'm at. And any sort of nice clothing I have is packed in the suitcase. Not that I wear nice clothing on this. Oh, did you? No, let's not even ask. You did not watch or listen to last week's episode, but I looked stunning.
Yeah, I did.
I looked so literally gorgeous. Like, it's shame that, like, most of our listeners are just listening and that they didn't see the gorgeousness that was me, because hottie's hottie.
I listened to it. Last weekend I went to, this past weekend, I went to Wyoming. To my brother's getting married in 3 weeks. So it was like a bachelor fishing weekend.
Okay, wow.
And
so were you fishing with your poles and the strippers were on the poles?
That would have been sweet, but no. Oh. Yeah, I don't really think the stripper talent in Casper, Wyoming is A+.
I mean, I don't know. That's where, like, Anna Nicole Smith, Pamela Anderson, they came from, like, these teeny tiny little towns, and they were just, like, discovered.
That's true. There might be some.
Maybe you just weren't looking.
Maybe.
You're just so dedicated.
Yeah.
To your current relationship. Love it. Monogamous.
But anyways, we went fishing up on Gray's Reef. It was really fun. Like, it was me, my brother, Richie, my dad, and, like, 2 other people. So it was small. And me and Michael, my brother, and Richie listened to the podcast.
Oh my gosh,
episode
wow.
On the way up there. And not really the situation, not really the demographic.
Not our audience?
Well, Michael does listen to the podcast.
Okay.
But we were like, testosterone. Calling each other, words we can't say on this podcast.
I think I talked about that I wanted to go eat a hamburger. Like, that didn't fill you guys with the testosterone you needed?
Well, no, I mean, it just...
you guys...
But I was waiting for... Like, I wanted to hear... Maybe you revealed that we listened to half the podcast.
Oh, okay. So you're a half.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And
it was just my life's work, but whatever. Took away time from my son for it, but whatever.
Yeah, and but then I went and looked at the actual comments on. So did that clip go viral just because it was about Biden, or because that seemed like?
Oh, the ACMs one. Yeah. I haven't even looked at it because honestly, like. It gives me, like, creepy vibes.
Why? All the people commenting
Just
on
people,
it?
yeah, it's, yeah. We covered it last week, like these negative vibes. I'm like, you guys are losers sitting on the toilet. Like, it's just so uncomfortable for me to, but like, I guess all comments are good comments.
Yeah, I mean.
Even the death threats. Just kidding. No one gave us a death threat. That's how you know that
That's how you know you've made it. As soon as you get a death threat.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, your podcast is so funny, I want to die. That's not usually what they are. They're like, I know your IP address, and I'm coming to get you.
Yeah. I mean, how many times do they actually follow through, though, on the death threats?
Let's not tempt them, Frank. Okay, let's move on. Well, glad you had a great bachelor party. I honestly didn't know your brother was getting married.
Yeah?
How's Richie? Does he know that I clogged his toilet? Did you know that? And I called my dad.
I feel like you did tell me that.
I called my dad crying, and he's like, I'm literally 1,400 miles away in Madison. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Did you unclog it, or are you just like, we need to go?
It was honestly an act of God. Like, you know when, like, people in the middle of Nebraska, they find a Dorito, and they're like, Jesus, his face is imprinted on it? Like, that should have been my moment where, like, I just, like, literally said a prayer. I was like, please fix this.
And then you just shut your eyes and flushed it again. And
Jesus
all
was my
went well.
plunger, honestly. Like, he just...
That needs to be the name of this episode. Jesus was my plunger.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's enough boy testosterone-ness for Richie now to listen and
tell him to listen.
Be a fan. Okay, perfect. Well, I thought today we could just... Honestly, I was going to do this whole write-up and go in depth on a certain scandal in country music, which I'll save, because we'll do it later. But I'm just so tired. Like, I feel like my whole body needs a bra to, like, hold it up. Like, my head, my attitude, everything. I feel like my faith in humanity, everything's dwindling. And it's definitely, like, correlated with my ugliness. And it's just, like, a lot. I'm going out of town. I'm leaving my son, with my husband. It's the first time I have not been with him.
Yeah, first time you've left him for multiple days.
So it's like a little heavy. I just feel like a little sense of dread over it. I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about me because I'm like such an emotional wreck. And like I used to leave Seth when we were like dating and I'd go home for Thanksgiving for like 4 days. I'd cry in the airport like I was being sent to Vietnam. Like I'm a very emotional girl. And now that I've given birth vaginally, I'm even more emotional.
Do you really have to specify that? Is there another way?
No, honestly, because people are like, oh, did you give birth naturally? All births are natural, so fight me. I just think it's like funnier, and it just it adds a sense of gravitas. It really just pulls you down where you're like, oh, I just want you to remember what happened that day. Speaking
of giving birth vaginally, Molly's... I want to get your take on this. Molly's sister is having a kid. Her husband was a 12-pound baby, so don't know if that's going to be vaginally or not. But Dale is her name. She'll really appreciate that we're talking about this on that. Yeah. But she probably doesn't listen. Plus, if you're listening, Dale, I'm talking shit about you right now. So
it's okay.
She's having a gender reveal party, but her and her husband are finding out the gender 2 days before the party. And I was like, well, what's the point of the party then? Isn't the point to be like they reveal it and it's blue and the look on the dad's face is like yes, and the look on the mom's face is like, oh, I wanted a girl? I mean, or is it for everyone else to find out? I mean, it is, but I feel like the main focus is...
They'll do their own little private situation together, so that'll be cute, however they're finding out. And then they have to... How are they going to plan a gender reveal if they don't know the gender?
Well, that's the point. You have somebody else plan it. And then,
did you offer? No. So who's going to plan it? It kind of sounds like you and Molly need to step up.
Not me.
I think like Molly maybe should have done that.
Well, maybe. But, it's always like they cut the cake and it's blue, or if they do something douchey.
Or they set a wildfire.
Yeah.
And the firemen show up in blue.
Or like one of them...
Just kidding. I wish I would have done things like that. Everyone thought I was going to be so
I'm not a
extra.
fan of gender reveal parties.
Okay, but Frank, you give birth vaginally, and then you tell me, oh, you didn't want maybe one extra little party for it. Like, it's fun, it's cute. Like, if I have another kid, I want to do all that kind of stuff. Like, I literally acted like I was Beyonce and like I needed to hide my pregnancy because I just felt so oppressed by the company I was with that I was just like, oh, I need to like literally stuff this deep down inside of me and like suck it. I would like walk into the office like sucking it in, like 6 months pregnant. Like, I don't say I'm sucking it now. Like, I needed to calm down. I wish I could go back and like celebrate more and do things because it was like kind of off the backs of COVID. So Seth couldn't come to my appointments with me. So I like had to show up alone, big, fat, hungry to these places.
Hangry.
And then she just wrote it down on a piece of paper. And I was like, okay, I'll wait to open it until I get home so I can like do it with Seth. We're at the kitchen table.
Did you film your reactions?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I let Seth like look at it first. But it's fine. I knew what it was because I had a vision the night before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and now we have Malcolm. He's screaming in the background.
Okay, I guess that's fair.
We're rambling.
I tend to. I know we are. But
Okay.
we can always cut out the bad stuff. I guess I probably need to work on the fact that like I don't like anything. Like I'm like gender reveal parties, stupid.
Women.
Bachelor parties.
There's so many things.
Women. I'm like weddings, stupid. People getting married, stupid.
Yeah, like are you okay?
Yeah, I just
why are you so
I'm turning
jaded?
into an old man real fast.
You had such a nice childhood. Your family's so nice. They gave you everything you could have asked for. You literally don't have a job. We've covered that. Like, what is wrong? I don't know what you have to be upset about. You're a white straight man.
Yeah, I really got it made.
You're a homeowner. What's wrong?
Well, I'm trying to like talk about this and you're just attacking me, so
maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. You're so upset that society just won't you're searching so hard for a problem and society won't let you have one.
Yeah, I have a song in my heart and society won't let me sing it.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
But what is your problem though?
I don't know. I'll sort it out.
You should start your own podcast. Frank Maroney, what's your problem?
The FMT. Not the CMT, the FMT, the Frank Maroney T.
Okay, we have to get into what we're talking about today. You don't even know what we're talking about today.
Sorry, I knew on the way over here, I was like, I'm in a chatty mood, so be prepared.
Okay, what? Not much talking happening on this bachelor party? You guys are just silently fishing?
Yeah.
Understandable.
Every once in a while, one of us sitting around the fire would grunt or something or fart, and that was about it.
To be a man in this world. Can't imagine. All right, so we're just going to do something very random today.
Okay.
Because I'm tired and ugly. So there is an article from Us Weekly magazine, so you know that these are ironclad sources. You know, this is very well-respected journalism.
Friend of a friend of a friend.
Yes. But these are all kind of like, it is what it is. So, biggest country music controversy throughout the years, from cheating scandals to name changes. Ooh. Wild? Seems interesting.
So what are we going to do? You're just going to read it?
I'm just going to
going on?
Mention it. Mm-hmm. Mention it all. Do you know what that's from?
No.
Housewives. There's 13. We're not going to do all 13 of them because some of them are just like...
Not worthy.
We've spent enough time talking about my vaginal birth and how you hate everything, so, they're not worthy. We're going to do this first one, and it's actually not worthy, but speaking of, like, trying to find a cause, like a straight white woman over here that, like, nothing's wrong, but I'm always like... Tomatogate. Do you remember Tomatogate?
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
In 2015, several artists, including Martina McBride, Miranda Lambert, Sarah Evans, Jennifer Nettles, Casey Musgraves, they personally slammed the radio personality Keith Hill after he called female musicians the tomatoes to male artists of lettuce in a salad. So his quote was, "If you want to make ratings in country radio, take females out. The reason is mainstream country radio generates more quarter hours from female listeners at the rate of 70 to 75%, and women like male artists. So basically just trust me, I play great female records and we've got some right now. They're just not the lettuce in our salad. The lettuce is Luke Bryan, Blake Shelton, and Keith Urban, and artists like that. The tomatoes are the females.
See, sorry, I'm going to be clear my throat, like that scene in whatever movie it was where Philip Seymour Hoffman is just like...
Okay, so now every single person is turned the podcast off now.
Just because I cleared my throat one time?
Could you imagine that coming through your speakers? Headphone listeners? Okay, do you remember Tomatogate?
Yeah, so a couple thoughts on this. First off, the lettuce maybe is like what a salad is made of and the biggest ingredient in a salad, but it doesn't taste like anything. It's not the flavor, it's just the filler. The tomatoes are the flavor. Also, aren't some of maybe the biggest artists that have ever come out of country music women?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift. She's bigger than Garth Brooks.
The only lie you spoke there is that the flavor is coming from tomatoes. It's coming from the dressing. Let's be real.
Well,
it's the dressing. And the lettuce is none but a vessel to bring the dressing to your mouth. But lettuce is very important because I get this amazing buffalo chicken wrap from The Goat in Nashville. And sometimes they use romaine lettuce in the chicken wrap, and I'm like, this is going to be a good day. But sometimes they sneakily throw that mixed green in there, and I'm just like, if I wanted to eat a dog turd, I go out to my yard and pick one up. So the lettuce is important. I just think that was the dumbest analogy he could have used. He should have said something like tomatoes to lettuce. Both sound disgusting to me right now. You know what it should have been?
Hamburgers and hot dogs.
No, because it's still amazing. Although I took a covenant with God to never eat a hot dog again. So let's not bring it up. It should have been fries to sweet potato fries.
I don't know. I don't think it was a terrible analogy.
Okay, so it sounds like you're on Keith Hill's side. I don't know. I was up in arms about it, but honestly, I had nothing else to do. So I was angry.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't have a mortgage, I didn't have a baby, I didn't have a husband.
Taylor Swift is not country anymore, but
It was.
Taylor Swift, Miranda Lambert, Carrie Underwood, Shania Twain. I mean, she took over country music in the 90s.
Yeah.
And
it's not good enough for Keith.
Maren Morris crossing over. I mean, all the women in country, at least now, I mean, I guess this quote came a while ago, but all the women in country, they're doing the cool shit. The guys are all playing the same song.
But remember, 2015, that era, literally there was not a woman on the radio. It was, really bad. But it's better now. Thank God. Okay, another one. Lady A changes their name. So remember they were Lady Antebellum, and then they changed it to Lady A. Honestly, they were always Lady A because who picked that name in the first place? Someone who had an amazing breath control. It's a very long name. Lady Antebellum. 6 syllables.
Well, I mean, it's got a nice ring to it.
You want a good band name? Rascal Flats. Boom. Done.
2 syllables.
Yeah. And then you go home. You don't have to sit there and have to have a drink of water during the middle of it. It wasn't wasn't that crazy to me.
No.
Because they did it amid the Black Lives Matter protests.
Yeah. Everyone called them Lady A anyways.
Yeah. And then they really thought, they're like, guys, we're going to stand with you guys. And okay, calm down. We call them that anyways. Okay, the Morgan Wallen N-word backlash. I can't get into that today. I'm too tired. We'll do a whole episode on that. I'm exhausted and ugly. Randy Travis's naked arrest. So we kind of talked about this when we did the famous mugshots. But in 2012, he was arrested after he was found parked in a car in Texas with an open bottle of wine.
And he was fully naked?
Oh, wait. Let's get to the naked part. You're right. It actually doesn't say in this article. Oh. He was booked again after a Texas state trooper responded to a call about a naked man lying in the road. Travis had reportedly threatened the authorities in an expletive-filled rant after he crashed his car into a construction zone. And then he was naked. So
he was just driving around naked, drinking wine.
That's
You think it was red or white? Maybe a rosé?
100% red. 100%.
Yeah.
Because I'm picturing Randy Travis, and he has health problems now, so it's like hard to like talk bad about someone that has health problems. But like him just laying naked on the road, wine-stained mouth and teeth.
Just looking like the Joker with his purple teeth.
Really sad. I can't. Could you imagine getting in the car naked?
Well, did he get in the car naked, or did he?
I don't know. Think about how hot
maybe he
your
just
seats
started
are.
throwing clothes,
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We got to get Randy Trav on the pod.
He probably won't come on, but
I don't have a wheelchair accessible house, so I know we're upstairs. What do we do? Okay, another scandal. Jason Aldean in September 2012. Man, a dark time in country music. The country megastar was caught kissing American Idol contestant, sure we'll call her that, Brittany Kerr. At the time, Aldean was still married to his previous wife, Jessica, whom he shares daughters with. Do you remember that? They were like caught kissing at a bar.
Yeah, well, they're married now, so does that make it any better?
It's the only way out of it. If you're gonna be,
you have to commit.
If you're famous and you get caught cheating,
you have to marry that person.
You literally, yeah, that's the only way. Because then now everyone's like, but it was true love. Like, okay, look at her. She's not difficult to love. She's really is like beautiful. And then look at him. Wolf.
Yeah.
Hot dog and a cowboy hat, but money. Take one for the team. So like they both are equally they're great. They're just they're good with each other. So we don't have to worry about them.
Her looks are not really my style, but she's definitely.
Her and Carrie Underwood are literally twins. Do I have black eye makeup above my eyes?
No, you have black eyebrows above your eyes, but that's all I'm seeing.
Oh, good, they're still there. Okay. Okay, Little Big Town's girl crush scandal. Do you remember that too? Like,
was it a real scandal, or was it a fake scandal that was made to sell more records?
Now that, Frank, you finally brought something that like has some substance.
Finally.
Because they wouldn't play Girl Crush on the radio because it sounded like it had gay undertones. Give me a fucking break. Like these, oh my gosh. Country people like really need to calm down.
Yeah, and so, I heard a rumor that like there was never really any backlash. They just created it to hype it up some more. No press is bad press is no press, whatever the saying is.
I think that at that time, like literally country music hated women. And Karen is like the lead, so it was her voice. So it sounds like, it's a female song, even like it is, but it's a group. I don't know. I could see radio stations not wanting to play it because
potentially. I heard a family friend of ours say, "Oh, I love that song," even though of what it's about. I'm like, it's about a girl being jealous of another girl because she wants to be with a guy. What do you mean? What it's about?
It's really hard to like speak with illiterate people, it's really difficult.
So, yeah.
Oh my gosh, honestly, country music is a bunch of weenies. It should be called weenie music. Like,
yeah. I don't know.
Okay, Lil Nas X gets shut out. So despite being one of the biggest hits of 2019, Lil Nas X's Old Town Road struggled to break through on country radio. The song was pulled from the Billboard Top Country 100 list with the outlet claiming that it lacked elements of today's country music. However, the Georgia native wasn't fazed. He told Teen Vogue in June 2019 that the outcry made him feel even more accomplished as an artist. So I kind of forgot about that because if Old Town Road is playing, I am twerking. Like, it's such... I don't care what anybody says. Like, people are like, this is crap. This is not country. It's great.
Yeah, I don't think he really has to worry about the minuscule country dollars he get.
He probably would have made $20.
Yeah, compared to what he made.
I wonder if they mean the version with Billy Ray Cyrus on it or not. Because Are you getting a phone call?
Yeah.
Is it important? Can we listen in?
It's not
Is it a viewer calling in for advice?
That's
my dream. If you need advice, please like write in. Let us know like what we can help you with. Because Billy Ray Cyrus is country, so if he's on it, like it should be country.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I just wonder how much money Billy Ray Cyrus made off of that, if he got a good cut or if...
I don't know, but I think we need to do a poetic reading of Billy Ray Cyrus's verse in Old Town Road so we can see if it's country.
But doesn't he sing the chorus?
No, he has like a rap verse.
Oh.
Okay. Hat down, cross town, living like a rock star. I'm interpreting that as cowboy hat down.
Yeah, like...
Cowboy hat down. That's a country element to me. Spent a lot of money on my brand new guitar. Country. 2 points against Billboard for that one. Baby's got a habit. The habit being diamond rings and Fendi sports bras. Women in country have diamonds. I don't know if they're wearing a lot of sports bras. Carrie Underwood has a line of athleisure with Dick's Sporting Goods. Sports bras. 3 points
Seems
against
like a
Billboard.
stretch, but...
Riding down Rodeo in my Maserati sports car. Okay, so that's not anything.
Yeah.
So that's okay. Got no stress. I've been through it all. I'm like a Marlboro man. Okay. What is it?
Marlboro.
Yeah. Okay, so nothing else is country in that. But 3 points were, and they were pretty strong points if you ask me.
Yeah, and I mean, he's singing about old towns and roads, so that's...
Old Town Road. Is the road's called Old Town? Or is it the old...
Couldn't tell you. We should try and get Billy Ray on the podcast.
We'll do a whole episode just dissecting. I saw him. Wait, this is so weird. I got in my Snapchat memories that June 6th, years ago, I was writing at a publishing house on Music Row, and we're like, oh my gosh, there's a tour bus. Like, and someone was getting off, like, right in front to go into the next building, and it was Billy Ray Cyrus.
Did he have a mullet?
No.
Oh.
And it was in the Old Town Road era. So it was when he came back. But
wow.
But yeah, there's just a couple scandals. There's a couple I didn't mention because I want to do deep dive episodes on them. And I don't want to get your premature thoughts.
Okay.
Post-mature thoughts only.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that to happen.
Okay, gorgeous. Well, today was a whole lot of rambling on your part. You really are like really chatty. Like, did you have like one of those plane rides where you just looked out the window and were like... Because like I feel like you had a lot on your mind.
No. Just sometimes I feel like talking, sometimes I don't. You don't have those days?
Never had a day where I didn't feel like talking. Except like, like you'd go to school and you'd be like walking and you're like, okay, today I'm going to be sad. And you like try to like get attention.
I never had that.
Really? Oh, I'd be like, I'm going to be quiet and mysterious today. And then by like 15 minutes in, I'd be the life of the party. Like I can't help it.
Well, I guess I was just chatty today. Sorry.
Gorgeous. Well, you're chatty, I'm ugly, and that's our podcast. So thank you guys so much for listening to the CMT, the Country Music Pop Culture Podcast. And we'll see you next week, right, Frank?
Yeah.
All right.
2 weeks in a row.
Have a nice life.
Yeah, have a nice life.
I hope you washed your hands
I didn't.
recently. Okay.